So ever since the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that happened back in April, people have been wondering when the next Nintendo Direct is supposed to happen. And usually we get like a summer Nintendo Direct around June when we have E3 because that's usually kind of like the replacement for it. But this year, obviously with the Switch 2 coming out in June, it made it seem a little bit unlikely that they were going to do something. And we've been hearing whispers and rumors about this July Nintendo Direct for the longest time. And I kept thinking to myself, like, if it was gonna happen, it was only going to be in the first 2 weeks, because after that we had Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out, we just had that Pokemon Presents that happened a few days ago, so it didn't make any sense to have a Nintendo Direct still with all of those other things going on. But it wasn't until one of the most credible and prominent leakers that we have, Nate the Hate, had told everyone that he still has heard that a Nintendo Direct is in fact going to be happening in July, that I wasn't really on board with this whole idea. And just like every other leaker, Nate doesn't have a 100% track record, but he has gotten way more things consistently accurate compared to a lot of the other supposed insiders and leakers that we have, down to some of the even really more difficult things, like exactly when the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal was going to happen, as at the start of the year, we were all still wondering, when is Nintendo going to show their next gen system, when are we finally going to see it, and he was the first person to say like, oh, it's going to be on this day, it's going to be like this, and he even gave the exact description of what the trailer was going to be, and it all turned out to be true. So I definitely put more faith into this person than a lot of the other people, and he is still saying that there is in fact going to be a Nintendo Direct in July. And well, we're in the last week of July right now, as at the very end of this week on Friday, it is officially going to be August, so if there is in fact going to be a Nintendo Direct, it has to be happening within this week, and we still don't know exactly for sure. Nate did say that it's possible that this Direct might not be a mainline one, maybe it could be like a Nintendo Direct Mini or a partner showcase or something like that, but personally, just with all the other stuff that we have going on right now, I think that the chance of it being a normal Nintendo Direct just makes a lot of sense. There's still a lot of first-party games that need to have release dates announced, and we still have no schedule for exactly when these games are going to be coming out. The biggest one being Metroid Prime 4, which has been a game that Nintendo has talked about since last year finally, and we've been getting new trailers and gameplay and all this stuff, but we still don't have a concrete release date for when this game is actually going to be coming out. And I know a few days ago there were rumors apparently that they're not meeting like development deadlines and stuff, but it seems like all of that is not true, because just recently, I think it was in South Korea or somewhere, that the game got raided, and that usually doesn't happen unless the game has gone gold and it's basically like fully complete in terms of the content. So I'm assuming that the game is pretty much still on track to be releasing in 2025, and I am sure that the next Nintendo Direct is finally going to give us that date. There's still games from the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that need to have proper dates given too. We know that there's going to be a Tears of the Kingdom prequel with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment coming out, but we still haven't gotten like an actual deep dive into that game and the gameplay and the mechanics of that, but it's still supposed to be coming out this year, and we don't have a date for that either, so I'm assuming that the next Nintendo Direct is finally going to give us more information about that, because there is still a lot of mystery about this game too, so that makes a lot of sense. We found out in the Switch 2 Direct that Sakurai's latest project is going to be Kirby Air Riders, which is a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, but we still have like no information about this game either. We didn't get to see any gameplay. It was just kind of like a little CG trailer kind of teaser that we got for the game. We don't even have like a proper logo, because I'm sure that this like basic font kind of looking thing here isn't going to be the actual logo for the game. So we still need a lot of information for this game too, because it is still slated for 2025, but maybe because it's Sakurai, we're actually just going to get like an entire Sakurai Presents where he kind of talks to us directly about all this information instead of having it inside of a Nintendo Direct. But either way, if the game is still supposed to be coming out this year, we do need a lot more information. A surprise announcement that came completely out of nowhere was Splatoon Raiders, which is an entire Splatoon spin-off that's going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch 2, and there was actually a couple of countries that already age-rated the game, and like I said, usually that happens when the game is pretty much done and they have all of the content to go off of, and so if that's the case, then this game might also be much closer than we think, and I think it could actually be coming out this year in 2025, and that makes a lot of sense then, because having Splatoon and Pokemon and and Zelda right around the big holiday season this year, I think that that's going to be absolutely insane for the sales for the Nintendo Switch 2. In addition to all the stuff that we already have, like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World, I think that the system is going to do insanely well, and everybody's just going to be asking for a Switch 2 for Christmas. And another big rumor that's been going around is that this Nintendo Direct is going to focus a lot on third party, and that kind of makes a lot of sense too, because there's been numerous gaming presentations that have happened this summer with like the Xbox Showcase and Summer Game Fest, and both of these have had games that were announced to be multi-platform, coming to like Xbox and PlayStation and PC, but none of them showed a Nintendo Switch 2 logo, probably because a lot of these games are still coming to Switch 2, but Nintendo wants to have the announcement themselves inside of their own Nintendo Direct, so this is probably where we're going to see a lot of those multi-platform third-party games get announced. And even the ones that we have already gotten announced, we still need updates too, like with Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know that that game is coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's supposed to be this year, but we don't have a release date or anything like that either, so I think that stuff still needs to have updates as well. And yeah, normally I wouldn't expect there to be a Nintendo Direct this late into the month, especially in July, just kind of an unusual month that Nintendo doesn't really do Directs in. It kind of just happens either in June, and then we also get a fall one that happens in September, but a lot of people have also been telling me that this year, being Mario's 40th anniversary, we're probably going to get like an actual Mario Direct that's going to happen in September as a replacement for like the normal September Direct, because we also did have a September Direct that happened for Mario's 35th anniversary, where if you remember, that was where like 3D All-Stars and all of that stuff was announced, and then also they announced 3D World coming to the Nintendo Switch. So honestly, they're probably gonna do like a big Mario celebration this year too. So yeah, with all of that stuff happening, I think it actually makes sense now to expect there to be a Nintendo Direct happening very soon, especially because Nate the Hate said it. So I think we are in fact going to be getting something this week. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about Nintendo, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you think about all of this. Do you think that a Nintendo Direct is in fact going to be happening this week? Are we going to see it announced very soon? What do you think about it all? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.